O king, may understand. He's talking to Nebuchadnezzar. He wants Nebuchadnezzar to understand the dream. He wants Nebuchadnezzar to turn from his wicked ways, his pagan lifestyle, and come to him. And this whole thing was to get Nebuchadnezzar's heart, to get his attention. The whole thing was for Nebuchadnezzar. Not necessarily for Daniel. It was testing Daniel. But in the end, it was Nebuchadnezzar that God was seeking. And this story has touched the lives of so many people across the world, right? This was, I think, 2,500 years ago this story happened. It's a true event that this happened, right? It's incredible. So I want to give you guys a choice. Do you want to know the dream and the interpretation? How many of you want to know what the dream was? Because I didn't read it yet. You guys, anybody here want to know what the dream was? Okay. You want to know the dream? You guys want to know the... I know you know the dream already. You already know the dream. I'm going to read to you the dream and the interpretation and what it means. And also the reward that happened at the end of that. So here's what it says in Daniel chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. It says, verse 31. In your vision, your majesty, you saw before you a huge shining statue of a man. And I'm sure Nebuchadnezzar's like, yep, that was it. It was frightening. It was a frightening sight. The head of the statue was made of fine gold. Its chest and arms were silver. Its belly and thighs were bronze. Its legs were iron, and its feet were a combination of iron and baked clay. As you watched, a rock was cut from a mountain, not by human hands, and it struck the feet of iron and clay, smashing them to bits. The whole statue came crashing down into small pieces of iron, clay, bronze, silver, and gold. Then the wind blew them away without a trace, like chaff on a threshing floor. But the rock then knocked the statue down and became a great mountain that covered the whole earth. That was the dream. Now, we will tell the king what it means. This is what it says. Your majesty, you are the greatest of kings. The God of heaven has given you sovereignty, power, strength, and honor. So he's reminding him of his influence, right? He has made you ruler over all the inhabited world and has put even the wild animals and birds under your control. You are the head of gold. So now he's saying, Nebuchadnezzar, you and the Babylonian Empire, you are the head of gold. That is what the interpretation of the dream is. But after your kingdom comes to an end, another kingdom, which we know is the Persian Empire, hasn't happened yet. He's telling him the future. The Persian Empire, which will be inferior to yours, will rise to take your place. After that kingdom has fallen, yet a third kingdom, which ends up being the Greek Empire, is represented by bronze, will rise to rule the world. Following that kingdom, there will be a fourth one, as strong as iron. We know that that's the Roman Empire. That kingdom will smash and crush all previous empires, just as iron smashes and crushes everything it strikes. The feet and toes you saw were a combination of iron and baked clay, showing that this kingdom will be divided, just like the Roman Empire was divided in two, and then it imploded. Like iron mixed with clay, it will have some of the strength of iron. But while some of the parts of it will be as strong as iron, other parts will be as weak as clay. They're a mixture of iron and clay, also showing that these kingdoms will try to strengthen themselves by forming alliances with each other through intermarriage. But they will not hold together, just as iron and clay do not mix. He says it's not going to work. They're going to fall. During the reigns of those kingdoms, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed or conquered. It will crush all the kingdoms into nothingness, and it will stand forever. That is the meaning of the rock cut from the mountain. Though not by human hands, God's hands, that crushed to pieces the empires, the statues of iron, bronze, clay, silver, and gold. The great God was showing the king what will happen in the future. The dream is true, and its meaning is certain. So for whatever reason, God gave Nebuchadnezzar, a pagan emperor, a pagan king, this vision. And Daniel was the one that interpreted it for him. This is an incredible story. And so how do you think Nebuchadnezzar reacted when he heard that interpretation in the dream? How do you think he reacted? Well, let's read. Keep going. Then King Nebuchadnezzar threw himself down before Daniel and worshipped Daniel. He actually worshipped Daniel, which he shouldn't have done, obviously. He's immature. And he commanded his people to offer sacrifices and burnt sweet incense before him. Then the king said to Daniel, this is where he starts to look at God as a true God. Truly, your God is the greatest gift of gods, the Lord over kings, a revealer of mysteries, for you have been able to reveal this secret. It's incredible. So the king was starting to become a believer. Then the king appointed Daniel to a high position and gave him many valuable gifts. He made Daniel ruler over the whole province of Babylon. So he became the mayor of Babylon, right? As well as chief over all wise men. At Daniel's request, the king appointed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego as 3 friends to be in charge of all the affairs of the province of Babylon, while Daniel returned in the king's court. What a story, guys. They should make a movie about that. That's an incredible story. And what we know is Daniel was tested 9 times. And with every testing came a blessing. He passed every test. And he wants you, just like God and Jesus want you, to learn from his story and to apply it into your lives. So I want to challenge you guys with this. Maybe you're not facing a king that is going to put you to death if you don't get the dream wrong. But you are facing something else that's hurting you, that's crushing your spirits, right? And what we know about God and what we know about this world is that every moment we wake up, we're either doing Romans 7 or Romans 8. Romans 7 or Romans 8. Either we're living for the flesh or we're living for the spirit. The choice is yours. So with that said, let's all stand up. Let's form our circle and then we'll close out. Is it raining?